Good afternoon, and thank you for tuning in on this nice, semi partly cloudy day where I'm at on this Saturday, February 12th. I want to talk about a word that it's not really found all that much anymore in today's times. The word is consideration. Um, we live in times where people don't seem to be considerate of someone else. They're either selfish or self centered and focus solely on them. But also keep in mind, when it comes to consideration, it's always good to always check on family members, friends to see how they're doing. You know, I'm the type of person, if there's a problem or an issue, um, if I'm not doing okay or there's something going on, I will be considerate enough to come to you or that person or persons and tell you exactly what's going on. Because I'm usually somebody who doesn't like to keep something on their conscience. I've always been somebody that likes to get it off their chest if it's something that is of real importance. But as far as consideration goes, there's not enough of it going around anymore in this world. You would have to go back to many years back. Um, I grew up in the 1980s as a child, a preteen, and a teenager. And you did have consideration was still around at that time, but I'm talking about even more so prior to that. The 70s, perhaps, the 60s. But let's take one step further back. I consider myself an old soul. I always have, I always will. I focus on a lot of old fashioned things. Let's go back to the 1950s, where you had a lot of, couth, respect, courtesy, consideration for other people. Back in times when, you know, when kids were told to do something by their parents, they just said yes or no, or yes ma'am, no ma'am, and they went ahead and did it. There was no talking back. There was no going against authority. If you were out and about in a public place and you're told what you can and can't do. Back then, everything was acknowledged. People had more consideration for other people in that aspect. So that's why I like to look back on the 1950s, especially because it was a time of innocence. Yes, we had the Korean War and you had Sputnik being shot up into space and all of that, the satellite. But it was a time of innocence. It was also a time when you could leave your front door open or leave your garage door open and not have to worry about anybody trying to break in or try to hurt you. Crime was very minimal, if any, at that time. It was just a different, more wholesome, better time. So, you know, I just wish that, and I'm not saying that there's not considerate people in the world now. It's just few and far between. You don't see it, as often as you did, back in my time, and even more so prior to that. But it never hurts to just stop, take a couple of steps back, you know, check on family, friends, be considerate, be kind. It doesn't cost a thing. And, I've got a little issue going on a social media platform at the moment. Until Tuesday, I cannot post, comment, join in any groups whatsoever for the simple fact that a picture that I had posted, they considered it to be spam or of some type, and I don't see that. And so it just makes me not want to be on that platform or that social media platform at all until Tuesday, when I am supposedly taken off this restriction to where I'll have full access back to being able to use, the social media platform and groups like before. And I mean, they could have been a little bit more considerate to me, and said, hey, maybe give me a warning, but not restrict me. But that's neither here or there. I'm not worried about that. I am a grown up. I'm a big boy. I'll get through it. Although they're making me feel like I'm 14 years old. Well, keep in mind, I haven't been 14 years old in a little over 30 years. That's a pretty good ways back. And they need to realize I'm a grown adult. I'm not a child or an adolescent, whatever you want to call it, or teenager. But I'll get through it. And it has taught me one thing: I will be much more extremely careful as to what I decide to share or post in these groups, because I find the incident that occurred with me when they told me I couldn't do that and they put me on this 1 week restriction suspension to be an idiot. It's stupid. It's a bunch of idiocracy. That's what I meant to say. But take time out. It only takes 2 minutes to show consideration to somebody, you know, and it could mean the world to that person that you're being considerate to. Maybe somebody's having a bad day. So, anyway, I just wanted to come on, talk about the word consideration. Hopefully, I didn't just talk just to talk. I was trying to make a point, and hopefully I did that. But um, I hope the rest of you or all of you out there have a great Saturday afternoon, a great weekend. Yes, we have the Super Bowl coming up tomorrow. No, I don't really consider myself a sports person, even though I share the name of an ex San Francisco 49er quarterback. Exactly. But I'm not really what you call a sports person. I just treat Super Bowl Sunday just like any other day. So be on the lookout on Tuesday at 6 a.m. I have a great recipe I think you guys will like. So uh, everybody have a great day, the rest of your evening, and I will see you guys on Tuesday morning. Take care. Bye.